remind ourselves we're still alive. We laugh at it because one reason is because we believe we're permanent. So we have to counteract that misconception. So we delight that our morality karma, our non-killing karma hasn't run out yet. That's the main reason we're still alive. Not our youth, not our health, past karma. So we don't know how long it'll last, so we delight and make the wish to make the most of today. By meditating, listening to the teachings, thinking, analysing, discussing. Why? So that we can develop our incredible potential, so we can help others. There's two main kinds of meditation. One is concentration. So it's not discursive. The aim is to focus the mind. So you cultivate ever more focused, ever more sharp level of focus. As Ramatek, we talked yesterday. That's one mode. That's just the beginning. With that mind, you then do the real work of transforming your mind. And that's the second mode of meditation, generally known as insight. Really, the purpose of the second one, using various methods. On the basis of focus, we then get insight into how things exist. Insight into how things exist. That's the point of being a Buddhist. Insight into how things exist. Because right now we're living in La-La land. That's the purpose of the second mode. That's the purpose of meditation. That's the meaning of the word in Tibetan, gom, to meditate. To familiarize your mind with virtue and reality. That's the meaning, that's the purpose. Concentration is just the beginning. To hone your mind so it can do the real work of getting insight into how things exist. Impermanence, karma, all the things we're discussing, finally emptiness. So in the Vajrayana, same logic applies, but here we use the second mode is where we visualize the Buddhas as an alternative method for transforming our minds. Same purpose. So now this morning we can do a little example of one of those. We did a little piece yesterday when we visualized the Buddha. Here we're going to visualize one of from the Vajrayana point of view, which we'll talk about. These different Buddhas that just simply are manifestations of different psychological qualities. That's all it is. It's all psychology. Tantra is just psychology. There are three essential qualities of a Buddha. One is wisdom, manifested by Manjushri, Manju, gentle voice, Jamyang in Tibetan. One is compassion, Chenrezig, Avalokitesvara. And the third is, one is the compassion to want to benefit others, the wisdom to know how, and the third is the ability to do so. And that's power. They call that power, action. And one of the Buddhas representing that is called Tara, female form. The others are male forms. This one's female. So we visualize Tara. So the point to visualize this green lady isn't just to think she's a cute lady, is to understand the meaning. The meaning of Tara is action, power, success, optimism, courage, cut through the obstacles, make things happen. In general, that's what she represents. These visualization meditations are like a miniature path, an entire path to enlightenment. They contain all the steps. So first we visualize it outside us. And eventually, when we purify, we then visualize, we become oneness with Tara, and then we function as a Buddha and we benefit sentient beings. It's like a miniature path to enlightenment. So we'll do it in this 20 minutes. So to the best of our ability. If we're familiar with this, if not, just do your best. So imagine in front of us the embodiment of all the enlightened qualities in this particular aspect. Green light body, very radiant, very blissful. This is not the monk style. The monk style is in the first level of practice, like we're talking. This is the more advanced level, the bodhisattva path. So she's blissful, radiant, very beautiful face. You see it in the pictures and the statues. She's sitting on a multicolored lotus. Her left leg is like in the meditation pose, but her right leg is kind of resting on a little multicolored lotus. It's like this, she's not in the meditation posture. This is showing that she's in the action mode, ready to hop up to benefit sentient beings. As you see in all the pictures and the statues, this is the bodhisattva style, so she's not like a monk, as I said, but she's got this kind of dressed very beautifully, gorgeous silken clothes. But the top part of her body is no clothes, she's got these gorgeous breasts. Any sort of shawl, you see it in the pictures. Everything's made of light, radiant, blissful, make our mind happy. Her face, very beautiful. Her right hand on her right knee, the palm upwards. She's holding, in the mudra of kind of giving, and she's holding the stem between her thumb and ring finger, the stem of a blue upala flower that blooms at her right ear. Just do your best, imagine. Her left hand's at her heart, the fingers pointing up, and her thumb and ring finger holding the stem of another blue upala flower, blooming at her left ear. On her crown, all the hair is like partially held up in the top knot, but imagine it down her back, black hair. Everything is crystal clear, radiant, light, not substantial, not like a statue. This five-pointed crown on her head like a tiara. But the purpose, the point of her, what she represents, as I'm saying, enlightened qualities, but in particular, action, confidence, courage to act, to get things done, to make things happen, with compassion and wisdom, to be of benefit. And we all need this quality badly in our lives. If we have a spiritual teacher, we imagine that she is a manifestation of their mind. Their mind is manifesting as Tara for my benefit. So now you imagine from her brow, she very happily sends radiant laser beams of white light that penetrate our brow and fill us completely and instantly purify all the problems of our body, the heaviness, the sickness, and all the karmic imprints of all the harm we've ever done to any sentient being since beginningless time with our bodies. Imagine this, all annihilated by this blissful white light filling us. Again, she sends the white light very happily, penetrates our brow, filling us, and instantly activating our own natural potential to be of benefit to anyone with our bodies. Imagining it's not possible now to harm anyone. So whoever sees us hears us, smells us, tastes us, touches us. They're benefited by my body. Only can benefit. Imagine this. Full of this marvelous potential, my potential. This blissful white light filling us. Lama Tara very compassionately now sends red beams of light, laser beams from her throat that penetrate our throat and fill us completely, this radiant red light. This time instantly purifying all the nonsense of our speech. Our feeling of inability to express ourselves properly, our kind of confusion with our speech, or our harsh speech, or bad-mouthing behind backs, lying speech, gossiping, rubbish speech. Even the speech that isn't technically lying, because we don't mean to lie, but it's kind of speculation. We spend half our lives speculating, thinking we're speaking the truth, have no idea what we're talking about, misleading people. All of this nonsense. And all the harm we've ever done since beginningless time with our speech, which of course is as humans, you know. Absolutely purified. Not one atom left. Full of this blissful red light. Again, Mama Tara sends red beams of light from her throat, instantly filling us, and this time filling us with our natural potential for, as they call it, the power of speech. Perfect speech. Speech such that any sound we utter, even saying hello, even our laugh, naturally benefits whoever hears it. This potential, that whatever we say is beneficial, useful, productive, helpful for whoever hears it. Again, all the birds, the ants, the dogs, the humans, may they benefit from my speech. This is our marvelous potential, the power of speech. The most powerful way to benefit others. Full of this marvelous potential, full of this blissful red light. Our own potential, our own capacity to benefit others with our speech. And now Lama Tara very compassionately sends from her heart, in the centre of her chest, her heart chakra, radiant beams of blue light, blue like the sky, that enter our heart and fill us completely. And this time, purify the source of all the problem, all the ridiculous stuff in our mind. ego grasping that believes in the fantasy me, the attachment to get what that fantasy me wants, the panic attack when it doesn't, and all the other dramas. All of this stuff, instantly purified. All the misery, the fears, the holding back, this lack of self-confidence, the depression, the anxiety. All of this is which breaks our hearts, which is what causes us suffering, and which is what causes us to harm others. Instantly purified. Not one atom left. Full as blissful blue light. Again, you're happening. Lamatara says it's blue light and filling us with what else but our potential. Whatever's left in mind now is only virtue, only goodness, only love, only compassion, only wisdom, only joy. This is naturally who we are. This is what we really are. Full of this. Perfect wisdom, perfect power, perfect compassion. And it's in the nature of bliss, naturally. So now we think we've achieved liberation. This is nirvana, our own liberation. We've removed the delusions, activated all the virtues there. But there's more we can do by adding bodhicitta to the mix, and also all the extra practice we can do, which is that what they say is removes even the subtlest imprints from the mind of all the delusions. And this is where we achieve Buddhahood. So this time you visualize, she sends all these three together: the white to the brow, red to the throat, blue to the heart. And now we achieve Buddhahood. Full of these three lights. This time, infinite wisdom, infinite power, infinite compassion, infinite capacity to benefit all sentient beings. Our own potential, our own true nature. Imagine. So you now imagine the multicolored lotus that she's sitting on and the little multicolored lotus that her right foot is resting on just dissolve into light up into her body. And then she very happily comes to sit above our crowns, facing the same way as us. imagine. And now she very happily dissolves into light and absorbs through our crown, and we visually imagine that now the energy of the Guru, Buddha, energy of the Guru's body, speech and mind, Tara's body, speech and mind, and my body, speech and mind become one. Union, oneness, Lama Yeshe says. So imagine this. She dissolves into us. So as for a couple of minutes, just kind of no thoughts, kind of imagine this perfect energy of body, speech and mind, completely in the nature of bliss, vast, clear, radiant, as big as the universe. Just no thoughts. This is my true nature. So I think this is fine for me, I'm the Buddha, but why did I become this? What's my purpose? Well, for countless lifetimes, driven by the wish to benefit others, immense compassion, immense empathy, finding the suffering of others unbearable. This is the reason that's propelled me to become a Buddha. So no choice now, I must benefit others, and they can't access my pure mind, so I have to manifest in bodies for their benefit. This is what the Buddhas do. So now imagine all sentient beings. So first of all, visualize them, all the sentient beings divided into three categories: friends, enemies, and strangers. Friends are the objects of our attachment, enemies are the object of our aversion, and strangers are the object of our indifference, which is an aspect of ignorance. And of course, that's 99.99% of the universe. So first we visualize the enemies. We mightn't use that word, but it means people we don't like, who irritate us, annoy us, upset us, and indeed they could really have harmed us. The objects of our aversion, our anger. So put them right in front. Maybe the person who's in your life right now is that one, and imagine all the others. Right in front, eyeball to eyeball. See them there. To the left in front of you, your beloveds. Maybe one beloved in particular, a person you're attached to, whom you adore. And indeed all the others, the objects of your attachment. To the left, in front of you. Now to the right, and everywhere else. As far as you can see, all the strangers, as far as the horizon goes, in front of you, to the left, and to the left, to the right, above you, below you, behind you. The whole of space, full of all the strangers, all sentient beings, all from all the realms of existence, but all in the form of humans, which is the form they can get enlightened in. Just imagine this. So now imagine from our heart, trillions of tiny little green taras emanate out, entering first into the hearts of the enemies, even if it's just this one in front of you. And you see, you visualize, you imagine that we take away all their suffering. This is the practice of compassion. We want them to be free of suffering. So we imagine this takes away their suffering. All their suffering, and all the causes of their suffering, their delusions, their negative karma, completely purified. He's so delighted. Then the friends, your beloveds, taras entering into their heart, filling them, completely taking away their pain, their suffering, the causes of their suffering, their negative karma and delusions. And then all the strangers, taras going in all directions from our heart, we happily taking the job of removing suffering. This is compassion. It's my job, the job of a Buddha. Taras entering into all their hearts, throughout space, all the beings, removing their suffering and removing the causes of their suffering, karma and delusions. So delighted. Trillions of taras, all sentient beings, free of suffering and its causes. As we continue to visualize this for a moment, we can say the mantra of Tara, which is just a sound manifestation of the same energy, that's all. Sanskrit syllables. And we imagine the sound even going out and raining down blessings on all the sentient beings. If you don't know it, that's okay, just visualize or just hear it, doesn't matter, or join in. Om Tare Tu Swaha. 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 All sentient beings, imagine, free of suffering and its causes. How amazing. So this time, we vision taras going out, and this time we give them everything they need. This is the practice of love. Love is may you be happy, and the love of the Bodhisattva is I will make you happy. Compassion is may you not suffer, I will make this happen. So here now is taras going out, giving them everything they need. All the enemies, all the friends, all the strangers, throughout space. In the most simple sense, everything they need, all the comforts, all the food, all the joys of ordinary life, and the final happiness of enlightenment. Imagine them turning them all into Tara. As we say now, these Taras, giving them everything they need, and then finally the ultimate happiness of their own Buddhahood. And they all turn into Tara. Imagine this. Imagine this. Power is going out to all directions from our heart. So amazing. Om Tare Ture Swaha. 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 So now we imagine they all dissolve into me, each one of us. All these towers throughout the universe all dissolve into me, enhancing even more brilliantly my Tara nature. Imagine this as we finish. So now for the rest of the day we think like a bodhisattva. My body and my speech is only for the benefit of who sees me. This is a powerful practice. It's so hard for us because we're so absorbed in ourselves, so caught up in me, my body, me. We're the center of our universe, plodding through life in this very self-conscious way. Try and pretend we're like a bodhisattva, think like a bodhisattva, act like a bodhisattva, that my body and speech, because when you're a bodhisattva at a certain level, you don't need bodies. So you choose to have bodies only for the sake of others. That's the only purpose. So imagine it's like that. So whoever sees me, whoever hears me, touches me, smells me, tastes me, may they benefit by my presence, by the words that come out of my mouth and just by my presence. So that makes every second of your day useful to others. And in your mind, that's your business. That's your business. As all the great practitioners say, when you're with others, you watch your behaviour, which is your body and speech. When you're on your own, you watch your mind. We can do both simultaneously. Our mind is our business. Watching every thought like a hawk, adjusting the thoughts, analysing what's there. Is it a delusion? Is it a virtue? This is the precision of the job you're trying to do. Just like you're a gardener. You can look at a pretty garden and enjoy it, but if you're a gardener, you're using your intelligence every second to analyse what's there, adjusting it, pulling out the weeds, checking the flowers. It's a really powerful, full-on job. 90% of the time we're just ignorant, floating around with not even any awareness at all, just trying to fulfill attachments, cravings. So we have to become conscious. Conscious. The only reason we do single point of concentration, the only reason we do shamatha is so we can become conscious and see what the hell is going on in our minds and work with it and sort it out and fix it. And then with our body and speech, help others. That's the entire path to enlightenment. That's our job. That's the meaning of life. So let's keep silent until lunchtime, if we can. So just our bodies will be doing the job of benefiting others. But let's now think about breakfast differently. Let's bless our breakfast. Think of our breakfast. The usual way of seeing breakfast is attachment, through the lenses of attachment, But here we see it through the lenses of kindness and the lenses of wisdom as well. This food that we believe is existing from its own side, out there on the plates, in the dishes, doesn't. Every mini moment of it is a projection of our minds. So don't believe what we see. As Lama Zopa says, don't believe in our karmic appearances. So only imagine all this food that is there, which is now the kindness, the handiwork of all these sentient beings. The people who cooked it, who serve it, the people who drove it, the people who grew it, all the creatures who died for it, all of these sentient beings. We're going to eat this food so happily, so we're going to be fat and healthy and continue to practice becoming a Buddha so we can truly benefit all sentient beings. And then we just finish with a little dedication, all these little 30 minutes of thoughts. We just sowed the seeds for the entire path to enlightenment in our mind. Just to briefly remember again, the purpose of meditation isn't to feel good. We just meditated for 30 minutes, you know. What we did was you imagined lots of things, that's all. Our minds were busy. But every one of those thoughts has sown a seed that will bring exactly those results. That's the power of thoughts. So this is the most stupendous meditation for 30 minutes. You mightn't feel good. You might have a headache. You might be bored. It doesn't matter. You just sowed unbelievable seeds. You sowed seeds for the entire path to enlightenment. This is absolutely stupendous. Be so delighted. So may these seeds ripen as quickly as possible in exactly the way we manifested, the way we meditated. So we really can be a benefit to sentient beings. How amazing. And may compassion grow and grow in the hearts of all. Jangchub semchub rinpoche, ma ke panam ke gyuchig, ke pam yam pam he payang, gom me gongdu pabashok. And may we never develop, even for a moment, wrong views towards the deeds of our most precious teachers, with faith and respect gained from seeing their goodness. May their full inspiration flow into our hearts.